3 other amazing women, Linda right there being one of them. And we had an assignment which was to have a conversation with your younger self. And I turned it into a bit of a story, and this is it. So I'm just going to read it. Hope you like it. Okay, conversation with my younger self. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful spring day in Berkeley, California. Bright, shining sun, comfortably warm, people in shorts strolling about this green little park, people riding their bikes, throwing frisbees. But there's a brittleness in the air that is not connected to the day's peaceful backstroke of energy. It's 1973. I see her sitting alone on the bench. Her bike is lying on its side next to it. She's holding her knees, frowning, staring at nothing, thinking furiously. I know who she is. I know who I am. And while this impossibility should have me terrified or shocked or just plain paralyzed in disbelief, it doesn't. Instead, I am aware of a buzzing imperative. Speak to her. Speak to her before this moment in time, this intersection ends. I approach and I sit on the opposite end of the bench. She makes a move to turn her head to look at me, but stops. She becomes very still. She's hypervigilant. She's expecting violence because she always expects violence on some level, and she's usually right. This is going to sound so inane, but I have to start. Pretty day, I say to her. She doesn't answer. She draws into herself. I can see it. Already tense shoulders, harden even more. She grips her knees more tightly. Anger emanates from this young woman in powerful waves. I actually feel a little afraid. I try again. Are you from here? I'm a little lost, which is true. I haven't been in Berkeley for 32 years. I can't even remember the names of the main thoroughfares, all of them. But I do remember my home address and how much I hate even the numbers and the letters of the street name, the word for the street, the dirty, dead little side street, and the bottomless black hole of a house. I catch my breath remembering this because I realize in a nanosecond that she's going back there at the end of the day, that she lives there, that she eats and sleeps and tries to be happy there. She's in prison. She doesn't have any hope. But her shoulders relax a little. Directions she will give that'll make people leave her alone faster. She turns to me and I see a spark of shock, subliminal maybe, as she sees my face. Because it's her face. Her face 46 years later, but I still look like me. People have said so. She says, where are you going? I wish I knew, but I say, I'm trying to find Berkeley Rep. She stares at me, and I remember that I never once in my entire life, and certainly not in hers, ever went to Berkeley Rep. Well, it's at Milvia and Addison, according to my directions. She nods. You're pretty far away. I had a feeling we're in John Hinckley Park. That's in the hills. I'm walking, I say helpfully. She looks uncomfortable. Well, you should probably take a bus, like right over there. Milvia's downtown. It'll take you pretty close, probably. That's all I'm going to get on this front. So, okay, thanks, I say. I know if I natter on about this, she'll be suspicious. Hey, do you by any chance know Alan Eshelman? She turns sharply to me. It feels a little threatening. Yes, he's my brother. Oh, well, I worked with him. You look like him. A pause. No, I don't. She starts to get up. It's now or never. Wait, please, wait a minute, please. Look at my face. She's so surprised she looks. What do you see? I don't know. Now she looks terrified. I am now remembering that this girl could barely speak to people. She was terrified all the time, as well as angry, as well as furious. I plunge on. It's me. I'm you. She's also a nerd, so she gets it right away. She stares. What the hell? I know, but it's true. I'm you. Look at the scar on my lip. She does. Look at my hands, the thumbs. I spread out my hands before me. My palms are down, my short, shovel-shaped thumbs, my square hands in plain view, my toes too. Ask me anything. Who's Mary Richards? She demands. You're your sometimes best friend, kind of an asshole because she stole your makeup. Across the street neighbor on Elbert Street, Sister Kimmy, Brother David, Mother Nancy, they were your lifeline for human companionship when your father and McChesney Junior High got to be too much. Oh, and also, we read every Robert Heinlein juvenile novel in McChesney's tiny little library, and it kept us sane. It did. We liked the library. It was private. The bullies didn't go there. I run out of breath. Have I completely fucked this up? And also, Sue Sutter is a tiny, hook-nosed, greasy-haired, red-headed bully. She talks like she's black, and it's the stupidest thing you think you've ever heard because she's Irish and pale as a weed under a rock. I stop and I wait. I'm as freaked out as she is at this point. How? She gasps. I don't know. I just was here, back in Berkeley again. But why then? Oh, I still don't know, but I know what. Well, what then? She's completely forgotten her social anxiety. She's leaning forward, focused on my face. She's so intense. It'll get better. Thank you, Dan Savage. She blinks, tears pool in her eyes. She hardens up again. Yeah, right. No, it will. You'll get away from him. But about 6 months before you leave for college, you will make him stop. She's really crying now. Well, how? Well, you'll be in the kitchen, right in front of the silverware drawer. He'll be close by in the next room. You can see him through the door, sitting in his big, stupid armchair watching football. He'll snarl a command at you like you're some kind of a slave, and you are not. And you, oh my God, in that moment, you will shine as brightly as the goddamn sun. But how? She repeats. You will have had enough. He doesn't listen to you. He hurts you. He's selfish and cruel and immature. He hates women. And the older you get, the more he hates you. You should know that. Nothing is your fault. You should know that too. He can't be. He doesn't know how to be a father. And it's not your fault. It's not fair. You deserve better, but you will survive this, and it isn't your fault. There is a pause, and I can tell she's thinking, I'll survive this? You mean there's more? So, how do I shine like the goddamn sun then when it's not my fault, she asks. Sweet Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, and Jean fucking Roddenberry. Even now she can be funny. Even now she uses dry wit. She's so bloody smart. Well, he will snarl his command from his ugly chair, and that will be all for you. You will finally have had enough. You are so strong. You are so smart. You are so creative. She huffs an impatient sigh and glares at me. Oh, okay. Here's what happens. You will not obey his command. You will say no, and of course he'll threaten you. And here's your moment, my sweet, beautiful child. You will say, what if I reached into this cutlery drawer and pulled out this butcher knife and stuck it in your gut? You will say that. I finish. I feel wonderful remembering this. This was my moment of freedom, the day I used my strength. The day I stopped simply defending and started strategizing, the day I began to grow up. She's staring at me, breathing hard. But what does he do? Nothing. I say, exultant. He doesn't get up. He mutters something pissy and petulant under his breath that you don't even hear. He doesn't even look at you. He keeps staring at the TV, but he's not watching football. He gets it. He feels your strength. Your resolve. He is afraid. He doesn't do a goddamn thing. And he never hits you again. In fact, he shows his true colors, cowardly colors, and begins in the following weeks and months before you move out, before you leave that house to people please at you, to be fake nice, the way a coward is nice, afraid to rile the person he's afraid of, you know, effusive compliments, bad jokes, too much smiling, forced happiness, toadying agreement. I sit back on the bench. I am spent, and I feel the urge to walk. She's thinking furiously again. Well, should I practice this? You won't remember this conversation. I won't either. I don't know how I know this, but I do know it. But you'll be ready when the time comes. I know you will, because I remember doing it. I'm already feeling a little hazy. She already looks a little dreamy, a little preoccupied. I love you, I say. You're priceless. You deserve all the good things in the world. Uh-huh. She turns to me and smiles, and then looks away and says absently, what are you doing here again? She's dreaming, a small smile on her face. I have no idea where she's gone, but it's her world and her right to go there. As I walk away, I'm satisfied that we will.